Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Double O video experience. We're like the Joe Rogan experience, except we're young and we're hip and we do a hell of a lot more drugs. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Future employer, that is a joke. I do not do drugs, okay? I am cool, I just don't do drugs, okay? And there's a lot of people say you can't have both. And I'm like, I don't know. We're doing a little story time. The story in question will be a chapter straight out of the stories I collected in Vietnam when I was there. And we have Dead Furby over there chilling. We have Plastic Pig who watches me while I'm asleep. And we got Monkey. Apologies everyone. I had to go take care of my dogs. They were barking and they're now in my room. So if you hear any snuffling or anything, that is them. After a glorious time in Hanoi to stay, really loved it. Really cool places we visited, historical landmarks, some really cool museums, and of course the food was really good there. Yeah, we had a lovely time in Hanoi and now it's time to go to Hue. So the train time from Hue to Hanoi is 15 hours. Now originally going in, I thought it was 13 hours. All the research I did, a lot of them said it was 13 hours. So I was very confused when I came across my friend who booked it and he was like, no, it's not 13 hours, it's 15. Actually, you know what? I think the bus must have been 13 hours and the train 15. So that's probably why I got confused, because we were deciding between a bus and a train and we chose the wrong option. Okay, we've seen a lot of videos about the second class sleeper trains on TikTok and stuff and how they were very spacious. There's a lot of room, there was a lot of room, there was so much room on all the videos we saw. There were sockets and stuff to charge your phone. Keep that in mind because that's important information. We could have got first class if we had been a bit more prepared, but we did not, ladies and gentlemen. We instead got the second class tickets, which were 6 people. We'll just have 2 strangers in the room. We're fine with that. Let's go. Getting to our room and stuff, I'm actually last on the train and I see across the hall when I get on, my friend go to open the door of where we're staying, our room, and I just see his facial expression and all he says is, oh no, and stuff like that. Like, it was so funny. Looking back on it. This is very type 2 fun. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was type 3 fun. Okay, it was very type 3 fun. And there wasn't really enough room for us all to like go in at once, so I was waiting in anticipation. As I slowly started seeing them shuffle in and then just like hop on like their beds and stuff. I go in and there's 3 beds on one side of the door, 3 beds on the other, and occupying the 2 beds on the ground floor is a family of 4, a mother and father and like 2 children. One basically was a baby. One of the worst things at the start as well is we didn't have anywhere to put our bags because the family of 4 were taking up like the whole ground. So we had to put our big rucksacks and like our smaller rucksacks on the beds with us. So starting off the journey, I was tucked up in a ball, just lying on my side in my bed. It's like, wow, this is gonna be me for 15 hours. I'm gonna start tweaking so quickly. Luckily, we spotted like a little gap above the door where we could, after a couple of attempts, maneuver all of our bags, our big bags in there. So the only bags we had to sleep with on our beds was like, or were just the normal size rucksacks, which is not ideal still, but you know, it's the best we could do in that situation. I remember for the first half an hour, I was just giggling the whole time, making so many jokes. And the first half an hour, we were all just cracking up like the situation, how funny it was. I feel like we were grieving at that time and grieving the time we'd lose on this train. And we were kind of in the denial stage where we were just making jokes about it and how like silly this is and stuff. In that half an hour of like laughing and stuff, my phone died. And that's when it hit me. All hope was lost because there were no sockets or plugs near the beds or anything really. I had no entertainment for the whole 15 hours. And to be honest, that was bad preparation for me. I should charge my phone a lot more beforehand. But of course, we'd seen these videos of like people charging their phone on the train in the second class rooms. So, you know. The train was 9:30 to 12:30. So we were like, you know, let's just get some sleep. Let's just sleep through the whole thing, because that's definitely something you can do, right? Sleep for 15 hours straight, yeah. And after like an hour of being on the train, the little baby started crying. It was fine because he was below us, but then the dad got up. So the dad picks up the baby and now the baby is on my ear level, screaming and crying. And I'm just like, yep, I just kind of gave up at that point. I was like, yeah, this makes sense. This was always gonna happen, you know? Then at 12 o'clock midnight, I finally got some sleep and I fell asleep right till 5:15. And my watch was in my rucksack and I couldn't really sit up on my bed to like reach over and grab it or anything. So every time I needed the time, I had to ask one of my friends to, you know, give me it and stuff. So when I woke up and I was like, oh, 7 hours and 15 minutes still to go. And I wasn't tired anymore. And also around this time, one of my friends told me like he went to the toilet in the night and the toilet on our carriage started overflowing and stuff. So it was about like 5:15 where I decided for the rest of the train journey, I'm just not gonna eat or drink. I know you're thinking right now, no entertainment, no eating, drinking. This sounds like a raw dog. You know, that's a new video trend of people going on planes, opening up the flight map and then just staring at it for like 11 hours straight on a flight. And that's what I felt like it kind of was. Like, I know I was sleeping and stuff, but I still feel like it counts as a raw dog because isn't sleeping and dreaming just thinking with your eyes closed? What do you think about that? You know, because that is what raw dogging is. It's just thinking for like a really long time bored. Brutal. Anyway, that's my new PR. 15 hours, well, I guess 14 and a half. If anyone wants to beat that, listen, I don't know why people choose to do raw dogging, because having it forced upon you is not fun. Okay, I will say. So I'm like awake until maybe 6 o'clock, and then I go to fall asleep again, and then I wake up at 6:45. I'm like, what time is it to my friends? It's like, it's 6:45. You just slept for 45 minutes. I'm like, damn it. For some odd reason at this point, a random train worker guy, he just opens like the door to a room and just stands in the doorway for like, not even kidding, 15 minutes just staring. Like I was the only one awake, so I just looked up and we made eye contact and I was like, what is going on? This is so weird. At this point as well, I'm really light sensitive sleeper, so I actually had my hat on the whole time, like over my eyes and over my face, just you know, to shut the light, because I had a massive window right where my pillow was. Even at like 6:45, it was really bright outside, so like I would just occasionally peek over my hat to see if that guy was still in our doorway, and he still was for so long. It was really weird, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it was terrifying. But yeah, the window actually had curtains as well, but like they were really small and like thin, and like I tried pulling it across and it just did not move, so I was like, oh. Kinda gave up on that one. Anyway, around probably like 7:15, I fell asleep again, and I woke up, asked my friends, what time is it? He was like, Owen, it is 7:45. I was like, damn it. It was really bad. By the way, I was having really crazy dreams, and like I was kind of tweaking out as well. Like I would just like fall asleep for like 5 minutes, have a crazy dream, wake up. I had dreams and stuff of me like running about, you know, and doing all this stuff, and then I woke up back on the train, trapped on that rectangle that I slept on, you know. I got a bit more successful though, because the next sleep I had, which was about like 8 o'clock, I fell asleep again. I woke up, asked my friend, what time is it? He was like, Owen, it's 9:15. And at this point, like, me and my friends started talking again, and apparently the family of 4 had like swapped out for another family of 4, and I was asleep for it, so I didn't even realize that. I didn't notice the bags had changed though, so that was my clue. And the baby was gone, so we were all happy about that. One of my friends as well, apparently, in the middle of the night, with his headphone case, he accidentally dropped it down the back of his bed, and apparently it was like an inch away from hitting the baby in the face, right below him. And if that had hit the baby and woke it up, oh my god, that would have been awful. That would have been so awkward. I fell asleep again, I feel like around 10 o'clock. And that 10 o'clock sleep was where I had the greatest dream of all time. And then I woke up back on the train. It's like, ah. I don't like hearing this story like, oh, you know, you slept for most of it. No, I did not, okay? I had a pretty bad experience with the whole train. Like, getting to sleep and stuff was really rough. And like, constantly waking up and falling back and waking up and falling back. It was really brutal on like, just like my mental ability at that time. But I actually didn't have it the worst. My friend above me, he had it the best by far. He just slept for like 12 hours straight and then woke up like 2 hours before we were set to get off. And then it was probably my experience with the train. And then the 2 people who actually had their phones like fully charged and stuff, because they had like power pack, they had like the worst experience, because one of them just like hardly slept in the whole thing, and the other slept from like midnight to 5 a.m. and then just opened TikTok and just doom scrolled for 7 hours straight. So I was actually quite fortunate with my overall experience, I guess you could say. But I just remember staring at the wall next to my bed for just like maybe like 2 hours at one point. I stared at the inside of my hat for a while that journey. So I'm kind of giving rough timestamps of when I fell asleep, because I don't know when I actually fell asleep. It could have been a lot longer and stuff, so I don't actually know how much time I was asleep during this train. I think I'm being very generous with how much sleep I actually got. And I don't really want to think about those times too hard where I couldn't get to sleep, okay? Anyway, all the boys were up for the last hour and we were just talking and stuff, so that was like a good hour just like chilling and stuff, and we got to see out the window and like stuff was actually outside. I thought like as soon as I hop off the middle bed onto the floor, my legs were just gonna collapse since I didn't use them for like 15 hours. But it actually turned out okay. I remember just getting off and it being really humid, but still being like so like revitalizing, like refreshing the air after getting off that train. I remember getting to the hostel we stayed at that night, just cracking open a cold beer after that experience. That was amazing. Yeah, would I go back and do the 15-hour experience again for that first sip of cold beer after it? Hell yes, I would. Hell yes, I would. That was awesome. That first sip, man. That first sip. On the balcony of our new hostel, perfection. Let me tell you that.